Hey everybody, in this video we're changing nominal data to real data using a price index. That's right. One of the things that a price index does is it changes nominal into real data or real data into nominal data. That's right. Price indices are adjusters. They're converters. They adjust nominal to real to nominal. Okay, that's one of the major functions of a price index. So let's get to it. I've got the 2015 nominal GDP, and I'm saying the value of that is $20 trillion. Now, I want to talk about this just for a second. What does this actually mean? It means I've got output in 2015. So the 2015 nominal GDP is the 2015 GDP just in nominal terms, which means I've got output in 2015, GDP in 2015, and I've got the current year prices on that output. That's right. This word nominal means, hey, I'm measuring that with $1 for which the value of that dollar is based on current year prices, which is just kind of like a cumbersome way to say, hey, I've got output produced in 2015, of course, and I've got the current year prices on that output. Now I'm being asked to find the 2015 real GDP with a base year of 2010. So what does this number mean? Again, this is 2015 GDP. This is the 2015 GDP. This is the 2015 GDP. But this 2015 GDP, or the output produced in 2015, is in real terms, which means that the prices on the output are based on the base year, which I'm saying is 2010. So this little subscript here is the base year. It's basically saying, hey, the dollars that we're using in this particular measurement, those dollars, their value is based on prices that prevailed in 2010. So again, I'm going to have output in 2015, and I want to put 2010 prices on that output, okay? Now, to do that, to make this conversion from 2015 nominal GDP to 2015 real GDP with the base year of 2010, I'm going to need the 2015 price index, okay? Now that price index is probably going to be the GDP deflator, okay? The GDP deflator is a price index, okay? So that particular price index, to do this conversion from nominal GDP to real GDP, will probably be the GDP deflator, all right? But there are other price indexes out there, but that's what we're assuming is, so I need the 2015 price index with a base year, of course, of 2010, and I'm going to say that the value of that is 125, okay? Now, let me talk about this for a second. First of all, that is a percent. I always want students to understand that number is a percent. Do not put the percentage sign. We don't put the percentage sign on price indexes, okay? Now, what does this mean? It means that prices in 2015 were 125% of what they were in 2010. That's right. Prices in 2015 were 125% of, not higher, of what they were in 2010, okay? So let me be clear on what I just said there. Do not read this as the following. Prices in 2015 were 125% higher than they were in 2010. No. Prices in 2015 were 125% of what they were in 2010, which means that prices were, yes, indeed, they were higher in 2015 than they were in 2010. They're just not 125% higher. They're really just 25% higher. They're 125% of what they were. Okay, with that said, hopefully you're still with me right now. I want students to think when they're doing this type of conversion, what is a value that would make sense given that prices in 2015 were 125% of what they were in 2010? What would be a value that would make sense here? First of all, would we expect the number we get here, the dollar amount we get here, to be greater or less than this? Well, of course, we'd expect the dollar amount we get here to be less. That would be the first thing I'd want a student to realize, okay, is the dollar value should be less. Why? Because prices in 2015, and that's, hey, we got output here with 2015 prices on that output. Prices in 2015 were higher than they were in 2010. Again, 2015 output, but this output has prices in 2010 on it. And again, the 2015 prices were higher, right? Prices in 2015 were 125% of what they were in 2010. So we'd expect a lower number. Now, this is not 200, okay, so the prices aren't twice as much in 2015, okay, they're 125% of what they were. So I'm expecting somewhere, I don't know, more than 10 trillion, of course, less than 20 trillion, okay, probably a little bit higher than even 15 trillion. I think it's really important for students to just kind of look at the data and say, okay, what's the value that I expect to get from this? Now, here comes the formula, okay, which here at Econ Busters, we're not huge fans of formulas, but this is the formula that you would have to apply, okay? So the real GDP, hold on a second, I'm just going to put the equal sign a little bit early there. The real GDP equals the nominal GDP over the price index. So we know this value, right? That's 20 trillion, so 20 trillion goes right there. Right here, we're going to put the 125, but here's really important point, okay? Like I said earlier, that is actually a percentage. Yes, it is a percentage. So when we put it here, it's really important that we put 1.25. That's right, 1.25, okay? If you put 125, you're going to get way too small of a number, okay? So we got to take this percentage and put it into decimal terms. That is super important. Maybe one of the most important points of the whole video. So 20 trillion, right? That 20 trillion goes there. We're going to put 125, but really we're going to put 1.25. We're going to put it in decimal terms. Well, if you do 20 trillion divided by 1.25, you push that into your own calculator. What are you going to get? You're going to get 16 trillion. You know what? That number makes sense, right? Hey, if prices in 2015, remember this is nominal data, so we've got 2015 prices on that data, were higher than they were in 2010, and this is output in 2015 with 2010 prices on it, then we're going to expect a smaller number, not super, a ton smaller, but definitely smaller, okay? And so, hey, 16 trillion, that makes a lot of sense. That's the right answer. That's how you do the conversion. I hope that makes sense to you. We'll see you in the next video.